Right. Should we get a monologue? Should I just talk about a bunch of shit?
Yeah.
Like space? I finally watched Interstellar.
What did you think of it?
I don't know how I feel about the love part. Like, how love is like the fourth dimension or whatever. Like, I don't know.
But what if?
True. I mean, that's kind of how I feel about shit. Like, I feel like when people die, they don't go anywhere. They're living on another consciousness plane. That's why people see ghosts and shit. You know, I feel like that's a good explanation as to what it was, without saying that. Just like in Looper, where they brush over, you know, the idea of time travel instead of going into like, oh, this is the machine, this is the button you press, this is the dial you set. You know, it's like, sure, fuck that. When you die, when you go so far in life, you end up in this other plane on Earth.
Murph!
It's so funny because
Don't leave, Murph!
my sister's name is my sister's dog's name is Murph. So that's all I kept thinking of. So I couldn't attach his feeling to what he was saying. But overall, I thought it was real good. Like I love the space aspect of it. I love the story behind what they were doing and why they were trying to do it. I love that Matt Damon had a huge part in it that no one ever talked about.
Yeah. I know. I saw it the other day and I was like, Matt Damon.
That blew my mind because I really liked him in the Bourne movies. That's what really kind of got me to like him as an actor. Because they really never did it for me before.
I liked him in the Oceans movies.
Yeah, he's pretty clever in that shit too.
Oceans movies made me like all those people.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Because I do like Brad Pitt in World War Z. Like I like the way he acts in that, even though it's barely acting for him.
Brad Pitt was always Meet Joe Black to me until Fight Club.
Yes, because I loved that scene where he gets hit by both of those cars. Like, I reference that shit on a weekly basis. I still talk about Meet Joe Black.
The animation was so bad.
Yes, it's probably one of the worst.
Like,
but
it was worse than fucking Neo fighting all those
I was just
agents.
gonna say that, Mr. Anderson.
That's just one guy animated.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. And they just slow him down and duplicate it. Like, I watched someone break it down on YouTube on how it's one of the worst scenes in one of the biggest budget movies of its time.
Well, it's the biggest budget. It's only because they built like a 3-mile long freeway that went straight for the freeway scene.
Oh shit.
They built their own freeway to do all those real car stunts.
Fuck.
All the cars, everything the cars are doing, that's all real.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's why it was such a dope movie for its time. But no one recognized that shit because it was all about, you know, the slow-mo, follow the bullet shot, and all that shit.
Yeah. I don't know.
Running up the wall. A lot of those other shots
I like the Matrix Revolutions, but the third one was awful. Couldn't even tell you what happened besides the stupid war, and I don't remember what happened at the end. I know there's a lot of agents standing in the rain, and then something happened.
Trinity dies.
Spoilers.
I mean, they named the movie Trinity, so going into it, when the credits opened up, a lot of people were just like, I bet you Trinity dies. Just like with the Harry Potter movie, when Dumbledore dies.
Yeah, that was called Harry Potter. Dumbledore.
Who didn't ruin that? Like, who didn't shout that shit out at the beginning of the movie? I was like,
everybody knew that.
I mean, they put it in the trailer, him falling.
Everybody in the world knew that Dumbledore died.
they just didn't expect Alan Rickman to get that cool ass line at the end of the movie where he's like, you know what, Harry? You think you're the shit.
We's niggas.
But little do you know, I'm the fucking half-blood prince, bitch. And Harry was the last one to figure it out. Everyone else was like, oh, I bet you he is the fucking half-blood prince. Like, it would only make sense linearly, like, in time. Because they already made a big deal of who Tom Riddle is. Why the fuck do I keep talking about Harry Potter?
Dude, Harry Potter, that's good.
It's like, yeah, they were really well planned out. Like, that homeless woman of an author, J.K. Rowling, had a brilliant fucking idea. She may have taken from other children's books that she knew of, but she flipped the script though. Like, she made an entire genre.
But what about Peeves?
Fucking now there's a show coming out on Sci-Fi called The Magicians, and it's basically the same idea as Harry Potter, but the kid's a little bit older.
Well, what about Peeves? What happened to Peeves? How come he wasn't in the movie?
I don't know.
That would have been some funny stuff.
Just like where they leave shit out of Lord of the Rings, it's like, or any book that they transfer.
Put too much stuff in that's not there.
Well, yeah, like, will they just make something up to make another one of the characters seem more interesting? Just because that actor hadn't had very much to do in a couple of years.
I understand why Legolas is in The Hobbit, because The Hobbit was written first, and his dad is in that book. And
so they just make it seem like he's lived longer.
Line up the ages. Technically, Legolas would still be alive, even though he was created later in the universe. So that makes sense, but then they give him the love story that doesn't happen, and they give that dwarf the love story that never happened.
Yeah. Because like I feel like once Guillermo del Toro got more into that the last movie, the third movie, I feel like a lot of that shit chilled out. Like, it ended up not happening. Like,
I didn't like the last movie.
A lot of people say that.
I was disappointed.
A lot of people
it's like, come on, Legolas running up those bricks as they're falling.
Yeah.
Bullshit. I don't care if you're as light as an elf, you still are composed of matter.
Yes.
And gravity is real.
Fall faster than, yeah, absolutely. I've never met a superhero elf before, but also
I can suspend my disbelief when he fucking jumps on the horse all weird and his arm twists like different ways.
Well, like in well, those just keys. I thought that sounded like glass. Are you talking about when in Lord of the Rings where he grabs on to Gimli? Yeah, to Gimli's horse. Fuck yeah, that shit did look really fucked up. There was a deer. Oh, the deer. I wonder if Legolas jumped on him too.
Yeah. If you're out there, Orlando Bloom, it's cool that you're punching Justin Bieber and stuff, but leave the deer alone, man. It's not cool. Not cool, bro.